Do you know of any programs that in the schools that help with
Oh
bullying?
yeah, there were a couple of different schools that I've worked at, but boy, I
Were
don't.
they effective?
I think that they were, and sometimes it's getting teachers on board to recognize some of the more subtle signs. Again, if you see somebody being dumped into a trash can, that you can kind of figure that out. Oh yeah, it's probably I should go over and address this, and so, but how do you follow through, and what's the school policy on it, and so yeah, I'm not sure if there were across the board kind of program that did, we'd all do that, and then we wouldn't be discussing this in our psychology course. So it's tricky. So, but not something that can't be done. But it's important. So most of us remember back to middle school, and we're intimidated by all sorts of different things. And there are some kids that can just do that kind of beat on their chest and kind of lord it over some other kids. And it's just we have to kind of make it sure that it's an even playing field.
Um, would you say like that the bullies or the bullied showed such aggressive or passive behavior because of their lives outside of school?
I, I think for any behavior, there's something that motivates it. A lot of times, and I can't. It's also dangerous to try to generalize. So some bullies that I've known, that I've seen, especially in middle school, they puff up real big, um, and they're trying to kind of compensate for feeling perhaps inadequate in school. Not all kids. There are some people that enjoy. They have a sadistic kind of little streak in them that it's like and that's worrisome. But that's truly a pathology, I think. And Dr. Filler can discuss that. But a lot of times it's just like, well, I need to feel like I'm in control of something. So I've got my group, and well, we can bully you. So it's that I think that the underlying causes of it, there always are backstories to what why is that kid doing that, and a lot of times that it's I don't fit in, or we have to redirect that. A lot of times they're natural leaders, and all we have to do is kind of redirect. And so those are kids we want in our choirs or whatnot, because they could be a good leader. And so there's that too.
Well, most kids can grow out of this.
Hopefully.
Right? Well, what happens to those who don't get out of this? Like grow out of that?
Well, we see adults that are bullies. We see adults that that bully their spouses, or that bully their parents, and yeah, it makes it very uncomfortable. It's bad enough with a 12-year-old. With a 32-year-old, it's a whole different story. And if you get a 32-year-old that happens to be working in an office or something and happens to be your boss, it can be downright uncomfortable. So I can't say that everybody grows out of it, because we know adults that are bullies, and it's just like, wow, we kind of got stuck in that middle school age thing, But yeah, so anyway, our hope is that we can move through that, and it can be like a phase that. But some people get fixated at a particular stage, and they can have an adult body, but they still have this adolescent kind of approach to certain social settings. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
anyway, but it certainly doesn't make it easy to deal with. And as adults, most people just give those types of people, we just kind of go around them. You just don't. It's not pleasant to be in contact with them.
Any more questions?
Good.
Well, thank you very much for
All
this
right.
interview.
Yeah, thank you. Anytime.